Right, so if you're new to guitar and you're trying to find how to play like metal and rock kind of things, usually when you like look up a tutorial, it'll show you like really basic things, like uh, the first chord you learn, for instance. So like, like that kind of stuff. Uh, and you should learn that because it is still in metal and stuff, and you'll find out a lot. But I don't think it's the first thing you need to learn because say you want to play some like Sabbath songs or something, then the first thing you learn doesn't need to be that. And it's also that's not the easiest thing you can learn first. I actually think power chords are a lot easier. Just single note riffs. So I'll show you like the things you can start with rather than like cowboy chords and stuff like that. Because that might just be boring, and you can learn those as you go on because some songs again do have that stuff and it's good to know that stuff. So I'd say like the very first thing you should do, the most basic thing you can do, obviously is learn how to use your pick, learn how to pick, and get like a riff. So say like Iron Man. I'm slightly out of tune, but who cares? So obviously you may not know power chords by now, so just start with a single note. So start with the first note and really just try to get it to sound good. So like, and then and just try to get that in time and rhythm. Just play it slowly. You don't have to rush it to like full speed if you can't play it right. Because when you start off, it's hard. Even just picking notes at the start. So jumping to chords is going to be even harder. So that's the first thing you should learn to do. Just take songs you like and play the riff without chords, just single notes, and some riffs are single notes anyway. Another thing you should learn is how to palm mute. I think that's like maybe one of the most important things for metal because it's like used in every song, and it's one of those things that you don't even realize you're using when you play for a little while. It's just like second nature, like you don't even think you're doing it. So, say you take like the open string and you just hit it, rings out like that. But if you put this kind of bit of your hand, so here, and you put it over where your bridge is, just a little bit, it kind of mutes the strings. So like makes that kind of noise. It doesn't ring out. Like it's kind of muted. And you can also like unmute it. So like or so you have to get kind of used to putting this here, and then you're probably noticing a lot of say like thrash songs. You get a lot of like so that's what it's doing. It's just muting things. So you kind of have to practice getting good at muting and unmuting, and it's probably quite hard at first, but after it's really just second nature. So you're just moving your hand up and down. So practice like playing a muted note and then playing an unmuted note. So like. And you can start by doing down up down up. So like down up down up down up parts like that, and then maybe play to a metronome, try to get a little faster if you want to play like thrash stuff. So like, and you can start slow because it's hard to get it fast at first. And I recommend using a thicker pick because a lot of beginner guitarists I told use thin picks for some reason. I think that's harder. It's good for strumming chords, like if you're doing that. But if you're picking, you really don't want it to like bend on you. And also practice down picking, so no ups, just straight down. And it's a bit harder on the wrist at first, especially if you're doing it fast. So. And then you get like gallops and stuff, but that might be a bit hard at first. So it's like this kind of pattern. probably a lot of exercises on YouTube for actually picking muting and stuff like that. But you can just get like a metronome and just. A good way to practice this is that one riff in the Enter Sandman. It's like, because it's got power chords and it's got pan muting, so like, so you're going in and out of muting. So that's like a really good beginner song to learn as well. Again, one of the most important things is power chords, which we'll be going on about. These are actually pretty simple, because say you're playing a power chord, you know, on the D here, and then, I don't know, you're going up to like the G. Nothing really changes about it, it's just where your first fret is. So like going like, if you're doing single fret, all you're doing is adding this finger, so you're adding the second note, and it never really changes. The only time it changes is if you're doing an open string, so say I'm doing like the open E string, just O, and I want to turn on the power chord, I would fret the second note like this. But again, it's kind of just the same shape, so like say here I'm doing this. All I'm doing is just not fretting the first note because it's open. So what we're going to do is, so like fret the note with your index, and then put this finger, or you can use your pinky, but it's a bit weird doing that, and put one string down, and then 2 frets down like this. And at first it might sound something like this, which isn't good. And the reason for that is you're not muting these. You're not muting these strings under it, because you only want the 2 ones you're fretted to go. So the way to fix that, and it's pretty easy, you just take your index finger that you're fretting the first note with, and like lay it down, and you don't bar it, you don't like push, so you don't go like, you just lay it over it and mute it, so then you can hit it without worrying about these strings, like, and they're not making any noise. So that's like one of the main things you have to get done. But on the spot, once you can do that, you can do them anywhere. And then you can add muting to the power chords, and then you've already got riffs. So like say you made up your own pattern using single notes, so like start and make your own riff with single notes first, so you're using the first thing. So like say like, it's not a real riff, but, and then you add the muting to that, so like, and then eventually you're gonna add power chords like, last thing you should learn is the first scale that everyone learns, is the E minor pentatonic scale. So 12th fret, I'll show the tab thing for it. So yeah, pretty much everyone learns that at the start, and you can move the exact same shape to any note, so like you can go up to A and do it, and now it's A minor pentatonic, etc. And there's 5 patterns of it, but just learn the first pattern for now, because it's all you need right now. You'll find like most songs, like a lot of Metallica songs, a lot of Sam songs play that, and you can just like make up anything on it. Like you can obviously learn to bend and stuff, and then you can add that to it, and then once you know that pattern, like you can learn all the solos without really thinking about it. It's quite, you know, like all of them already use that shape, and you'll recognize that, oh, it just does in here as well. So it's probably the like perfect beginner like metal song to learn, which has all these things in it: power chords, muting, even the pentatonic shape, Paranoid by Black Sabbath. So yeah, that's it. So you can use your power chords, and it's pretty slow. It's not crazy fast. I mean, the picking part may be a little bit hard at first, but and you're also muting it. And then, you know, the intro bit, that would probably be the trickiest part of it. It's like pentatonic though. And then even the solo is pretty much just all pentatonic, although that may be a bit hard at first to learn. You may need to wait a little bit so you can solo. But even then, you can make up your own things. But yeah, I wish I'd learned these things. Like, I wish someone told me these things first when I was starting, because honestly, I just wanted to play metal or kind of rock stuff rather than, you know, chords and Ed Sheeran songs. So it's just kind of like, this is just like a shortcut to like learning the things you actually probably want to learn, because I think most people just want to like learn to like, you know, play cool stuff and solo. Should also mention you should probably put some distortion over, otherwise it would sound like, you know, not even got noise. But I would pretty much know like that. I don't, yeah, you might think that something's off or something if you're not using distortion, so try to look into that. It's a lot better.
Portable TV or $237 for this Magnavox VHS video cassette recorder.
If you're beginner to intermediate and you want to learn some fast kind of shred type of stuff outside of just the basic pentatonic skill, then I recommend looking at my course. It's linked in the bio below.
The Fredder Appliance 4-day in-the-store warehouse sale. 4 big days. This Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Alright, so I'm going to show you the basics of how to like tap and just the basic parts of it. So the first one here is kind of like the really standard one. Just take like the A minor pentatonic scale and take like the B string, the bit here, and just do some like hammer-ons or pull-offs. So just start with like, once you've got that, get the 12th fret here, and just with your index finger or your ring finger, hit this one. So you can either do it in between the hammer-on or the pull-off. So something like this. Or you can do it like, and you can do it however fast you like. You can also add in open strings to make it sound, you know, give it more notes. And you can do this anywhere, so you can experiment like different strings. You can add more notes. You can use 4 notes. So yeah, you can just mess about with that. So you can go like here. You can do it low, high up, sorry, not low. And you can do the same pattern, but change what fret you're noting. So for example, I can hit the 12th, and then I can go to 13, 13, 12, and this bit's not changing, so like, and it's more melodic. You can also do it with different kind of rhythms, so you can like tap it twice, like, or you can do it once, like, or there's multiple other ways to like, just like you can experiment completely with that, or like, you can even just like tap it one time, like. You can also do it with different kind of rhythms, so you can like tap it twice, like, or you can do it once, like, or there's multiple other ways to like, just like you can experiment completely with that, or like, you can even just like tap it one time, like. You can tap chords, So say you have like a chord progression, start with like a really simple one like E minor and D major. So like just find the three main notes in it. So like E minor would be E, B, and G, and then find them on wherever you want to tap them. Which this one is the one we're just doing. So you play that over the E minor chord, and then say when it goes to the D, just take the same notes that are in the D, the three notes. And you can do that with any chord. So if it's like a seventh, you can add the seventh and like do the hammer, the pull offs, whatever. So another example we might try is I think it's like E minor 7, which is just adding D in there as well, along with the rest of the E minor chord. So I mean you can just take like the open string on the D string and then do the same thing, like the same pattern, but do open string and then you're playing on E minor 7 or whatever it is. So and you can do it down here as well. So we could start like, I think that's what 10 fret, 12 fret, 15, and then same thing again, and you're just extending it. So like. Or you can even start up here so you can mess with it with the octaves. This one's one of my favorite ones because it's really simple to do and it's like very Van Halen. Say you're playing like pentatonic stuff like. Once you get to like say the B string again, just like do that right, and then take the 15th or not 15th, 17th, and just like go. And it's not really a tap; it's more of like a drag. So like. And it just sounds kind of cool when you speed it up. There's like one of the Pantera riffs to that where it's like, and it's kind of doing that a little bit. One of my other favorite Van Halen ones is from I think it's Hall for Teacher, the really start bit, and you just take this pattern where it's 5, 7, 8, so like, and just practice doing that like, and then it goes up just these strings, so like. So do that first and then add the tap at the 12th fret. It's all the 12th fret, just the same pattern. So you can mess about with chromatic stuff. So say you don't have, well, you do have 5 fingers, but your thumb you can't use. So say like you're doing like. Obviously that's 5 notes on the string, so you can't just go like, because you're not doing it chromatically. But if you add this finger, so. Instead of using your finger, you can use the edge of your pick. So say you're going like, take your pick, and you can do it really fast. So like, it's good if you're playing high up. So like, I don't know, like. I think this one like 1 does that because it sounds like really fast. This one's a Randy Rhoads one. It's not really actually tapping, but I feel like it kind of fits into the kind of vibe it's using this hand. So I don't know, take 9 to 12 and just go. So just do a trill, and then take this hand and put it behind, your index finger here that's spread, and then pull it upwards. So. And obviously you can do that anywhere, and I mean when I found that one I thought it was really cool because if you don't have like a Floyd Rose or Whammy bar. You can't really do that kind of thing, but I found out you can do it like that, or you can do it up here as well, like the. So like. But it's probably worse for your strings if you're bending up here.
Here comes the one, the game is just one. Heinz is the big red one. There's only one ketchup with this flavor pouring on. It's so big, so rich, so second to none.
Only one ketchup stands for this kind of thickness with this kind of taste. Heinz.
Heinz is the big red one.
I'm going to show you the basics of like harmonics on guitar, and they can be pretty fun. You can give it kind of a weird sound. So, basic way to do it, just take your guitar like normal, go to the 5th fret on the top string. So usually you push down the fret obviously, but this time just put your finger over the string, don't press it at all. And then hit it with your pick. So, and then you can kind of let go of your finger, so like let it off. See the difference? So that's fretting it, and then harmonic is just big difference. So you can do this in certain places, not everywhere does it. Like I don't think like, oh, that does it. I mean, one of the best ones to do is down here, like. So if you're playing like E minor, that's a good one to do because it's the exact same notes in the chord. You can do it on the 5th fret, so like. 7th fret. There's one here in the 3rd fret about the G or the B string you can hit. It's like, which is probably the highest one you can get, I think. You can also try figure out what notes they are. So, say like this one. I'm pretty sure this one's a B. So yeah, 7th fret on the top string's a B. So you can tune your strings to, I think 5th one's an E. So maybe you've got a riff and it's just like a boring kind of E riff. You can just hit the harmonic and then it's still an E, but it sounds kind of gross. So like. You can just do these anywhere. I mean, some people, they'll play a riff and then they'll put that in between as like a light slide. Another thing you can do with these artificial harmonics is this kind of metallic sound, I'd call it. So, take like the top 2 strings, you maybe just do the E string first, and just obviously do the same thing you were doing, don't fret, just put your finger over it, and just go up and down, so like. So you can make like cool riffs with that very much, just like. And it just sounds really cool, to be honest. It's like, and then you can do it on different strings, like. Another thing you can do is kind of a weirder one. So take the G string, do an open string, 2nd fret and 4th fret, so like. And then just take the palm of your hand and really lightly run across as if what you were doing, kind of similar to what you were doing with the finger, like lightly push it over, but you're using this to do it instead. And you'll get this weird kind of sound like. And you can do that anywhere really. It sounds really fun. Then you've got pinch harmonics, which everyone knows about pretty much. These are kind of weird to get at first, but once you can do them consistently, they're pretty easy. I mean, this guitar is pretty bad for pinch harmonics for some reason. I don't know if it's my tone or something that messes it up, but pretty much they sound like this. Or, so the way to do them, it's really weird. You need to kind of get a feel for it yourself. So it's just trial and error. But take the pick, really push the bit of your thumb, the side of it, towards like the edge of the pick, and you have to hit it a certain way. So if you do it normally, it's just like. But if you kind of brush your thumb against it, I'm pretty sure your thumb is just doing the act of like that, but it's really like specific. So it's quite a hard trick to get at first, but it just becomes like muscle memory after a while. Alright, so I've got my guitar with the foil rose out. It's pretty out of tune and it's a bit broken right now. It keeps cutting off and stuff, so it's not the best right now, but just to show you how to do dive bombs pretty much. So if you have a foil rose or even just like a Strat with a bar, you can pull this down, so like pull this down first, like don't fret anything, and then hit a harmonics, so maybe the third one. And once you pull it down, you just pull it right up, so. And you can just do this everywhere, or you can also just kind of do it like without pulling it down first, so like. Woken up my cat. But yeah, these are just foil roses are just fun to use. So you can just annoy people in your house using this. Most people think mastering guitar is just something that will happen one day, or just something people naturally have, like talent. But mastering an instrument actually takes a very long time, and I think you'll be surprised by how long it can take. So I'm going to measure off of the 10,000 hour rule thing, which I don't think is like perfect, but at the same time I think if you do anything for 10,000 hours, with complete focused, deliberate practice, then you're gonna be really good at it. Like, there's no line there. It's just more about what you practiced in between it. Like, you might not be perfect at like certain things because you didn't practice it, but if you did do that in the 10,000 hours, then you pretty much be a master of the instrument. So the first stage is just the beginner stage, which is an hour or less a day. So you can do like 10 minutes a day at this stage, and it's great because you're just building up your identity as like someone who plays guitar every day. So I think that's really good. Even just 5 minutes a day when you can is great. Pretty much everything at this stage when you're a beginner is practice. Just picking up the guitar and like holding the pick. You're pretty much practicing that even without really thinking, because like you actually do have to think about it. Like, it's not just like natural like that. You actually have to think what your hand's doing, how you're holding it and stuff. So you're pretty much practicing really hard the full time anyway. But if your goal is to actually really master the guitar, then you can't really keep this up for long. Because it takes 27 years if you did an hour a day, which is quite a lot. um, if your goal is just like, or if you just see guitar as like a little hobby or something, then that's pretty good, because even, you'll be a little bit older, but you'll have mastered an instrument, which is still really cool for an hour a day, but just still really hard to do. People never master, anything in their lifetime, so, if you're like a 50-year-old who can pretty much play guitar perfectly, then that's still insane. The next is the intermediate level, which is about an hour to 2 hours a day. And at this level you start getting better, where it's actually more fun to play because you can play more things. You can play more songs and stuff. You can maybe play through like full songs and do solos, and maybe you can make your own things up. So it's just way easier to play for 2 hours because it's not just the same boring thing or the same struggle. It's actually becoming fun. And your fingers will be calloused most likely, so it won't hurt as much to play for longer periods. If you did this every day, then you'd improve like so much. I think it's a good like baseline to hold. Like, maybe you've had a bad day or you're really busy. Trying to just keep like that 1 hour in there really helps over time, because even just an hour a day every day would add up. But then adding that on top of, like, say you're doing more hours on the days you can, then it's just good to have that like minimum level. So like 2 hours a day or something maybe. But still, if you did 2 hours every day, it would still take 13 or 14 years to get to mastery. So it's not really the best tactic. The next one's the advanced, which is about 2 to 4 hours. So maybe you're in school for music, or you're in a band or something. You pretty much need to be very passionate about guitar at this point, and your life starts to kind of revolve around it. That's why you'd probably be in school or something for guitar or for music. But if you did do 4 hours a day, I think it would take about 7.5 years to get to mastery. So that's actually not bad, especially say if you're young and you have time to do that every day. Or even if you're like, I don't know, like, take like an 18-year-old who just started guitar on his 18th birthday, then he does 4 hours every day. Then by the time he's like 25, he'll pretty much mastered the instrument. The next one's the pro, which is about 5 hours a day, which is really hard to keep up. You probably have to give up some hobbies. Your life will revolve around guitar a little bit more than most people. So your life may be a little bit unbalanced at this level. But I think if you want like exceptional results, like, mastering an instrument in 5 years, then you kind of need to play exceptional. You need to practice. Like, you can't do 1 hour a day if you want to be like the exception. This is pretty much what I aim for, and honestly I don't hit it most days. It's really hard to do consistently. Like, maybe like once a week it's not too hard to do, but every day is really hard, so it's more of like a goal for me rather than, like something I easily do every day, because not everyone has time. It's pretty hard to fit in 5 focused hours, especially when, I don't know, you do 1 hour and then you still got 4 more that you can't really be bothered doing that day or something. It does only take 5 years to get to 10,000 hours, so you could like spend that 5 years like really locked in, like, to get better, and it'd be a good like time investment because you just mastered a skill in pretty much 5 years. So it's still great. You pretty much just have to be like one of those obsessed people about guitar. Like you can't like have any question if it's what you want to do. If you're doing, you know, 8 hours a day or something like that, like you're just obsessed with it. It's probably the only thing you think about. I think sometimes it's good to like maybe you have like a free week or you're on holiday or something. Maybe you could try to do like 8 hours a day in like 1 week, but trying to do this consistently is like I don't know. I don't think most people could do it. It's pretty much impossible. And but yeah, if you just did like 1 week of these, like maybe every 3 months or whenever you can, then like you get insanely better already, rather than you know doing 8 hours every day of your life, because I don't think anyone can even do it. But if you did do about 8 hours every day, it would only take 3.5 years to get to 10,000 hours, which is you know it's like shorter than school. The main thing though is consistency. You know, the guy who does a 5 hour block once a week isn't going to be better than the guy who does 1 hour every day for a full week. You know, the person doing the 1 hour a day is actually going to be much better, especially because they're doing it consistently rather than just one day. It's actually a habit to them, and I think it's just way more better. And I don't think any of these players are, you know, better than each other or anything. Even doing 10 minutes a day of anything, like daily for even like 6 months straight is like extremely impressive, and I don't think most people can do that. So, you know, even 10 minutes, 5 minutes, if you did that daily, then you're better than most people already.
Coming Wednesday, September 18th.
I'm leaving home forever. I just want to say goodbye.
If you're beginner to intermediate and you want to learn some fast kind of shred type of stuff outside of just the basic pentatonic skill, then I recommend looking at my course. It's linked in the bio below.
Natural yogurt mixed La French style in all your favorite real fruit flavors. So come, fruit lovers, put a little la in your life.
For any time.
La yogurt.